What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Rundown Retrospect. I am your host, as always, Twizzler803, alongside the man of the hour, Mr. Jeff himself. I am the Hefe Plays. And a very special guest this week, a very short, not so long time friend of ours that we happened to meet and come across in the Tosca community. That we've wanted on here for a while, and we are very pleased that she has made time out of her busy weekend to come and sit down and let us get to know a little bit more about her and her gaming likes and dislikes and what got her into streaming and everything of that nature. So please, everyone, welcome Ms Kindred Luna. How you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Most good.
Most good. So let's try this again. So you said you've been streaming for a couple months now. You've been taking it pretty seriously. How's it been for you?
Trying to, at least. I haven't really hit any problems. It's just work. Like, my full-time job is kind of just killing my streaming schedule. And I normally try to stream on the weekends, but I didn't stream last night.
Right.
And I didn't stream today.
How come?
Because I had shit to do. Someone decided to have me go out into town and pick
into the
something
real
up.
world.
Real world sucks.
So tell us what's been on your gaming plate lately? A little bit of Cyberpunk, a little bit of WoW. What else you got going
on? Final Fantasy 14, the MMO.
I'm done.
Which is a beautiful game, by the way.
I don't want to do this podcast anymore. It's always about Final Fantasy. It's always about
Be that way.
Always
I recently got Killing Floor 2 and GTA 5.
That.
I haven't played it yet. Like, that'll be whenever I decide to play with Evan and whoever.
Yeah, I think of Mice and Kyle got it as well.
And Hefe, you got it too, I heard.
No. I said I'll think about getting it. It's just I got a lot going on, and so like another game to grind is not like something I'm all
no,
about.
I get you.
I mean, I know I've beaten this, bush with a stick a lot, but I really want you to get on Valhalla.
I play Valhalla. I was doing Cyberpunk.
What is this? What the hell is this?
Dude, the Cyberpunk rabbit hole is real.
It really is though, dude. Like, it's deep, dude.
Yes, and if you want to catch all of our thoughts and opinions on Cyberpunk, do check in this Tuesday. We will have a new episode of the Rundown podcast, going back on all of our feels and everything like that. So, I want to dive into it. Okay, I don't remember if it was Mario or J. Cole or whoever the hell else there is, but I want to dive in. Okay, I want to get up in there. Okay, I want to know.
Story of the Year did a song called "Dive Right In" as well.
Nice. So,
what is your child doing?
I don't know. If you're not here for me, they're probably here for him. He doesn't like to sit on a couch like a normal person should. I made this, just so everybody knows. This was me.
Actually, someone showed it to you.
Wait, what? Okay, I'm not going into heaven, son. Okay. So
I've also played some Pokemon.
that was one of those that was one of those. Well, no, heaven made me. Okay. So why do you? I want to know. Why do you play games, Luna? Like, there's a lot of people that do it for pure enjoyment. They want to live out a fantasy. They want stress relief. So on and so forth. Like, what's Luna's reason behind playing video games?
I don't know. I mean, I guess the escapism as an escape. But I also like games that have a lot of story to them. I like digging into the lore and stuff on different games. That and some games are just really pretty to look at, like just really pretty.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I guess just like the
And I think both of the games that we're all three playing right now, which is either Cyberpunk or Valhalla, which are I think are both beautiful games to look at. Whether you got Night City or you have, you know, old Viking London or wherever the case
I
may
was
be,
about to say, dude, like name one town in that game.
London,
so
Wessex,
so
Wessex, Wessex. That's another one.
so basically this is a giant plug for Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
I love that game. And if you want to check out Twizzler 803, I will be streaming tonight. If you want to come by and say hey. Sorry, go ahead. This is Luna's podcast. I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. Go ahead, Luna.
He was all
Um,
drinking.
I don't know. I think a lot of it has to do with just the fact that you could just be someone else
Right.
or be a person or make your own person just to live in a world where things aren't great, but things can get a whole lot better. Like if you don't like one place, you can just go to another one.
Hmm.
I like that. Actually.
I do like that. That's actually, I mean, can it's so hard to imagine, like, if we think about it from a video game standpoint, like how many people we've been, how many places we've traveled, like how many powers we've had, to whether it's eating mushrooms and getting 3 feet taller, or running around as a Viking in Norse
We
mythology
have
fighting Odin. Just saying.
we as gamers have lived countless lives
Um,
within few hours of playing games.
what's the longest you've ever played?
Oh God. Maybe 24 hours.
That's what I think. Mine's like right at 26 hours. I know. I remember PlayStation did you get like your end results every year sent to your inbox or whatever. And I think the longest that I played was like 24 hours.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, well,
Because handheld games were a thing, and God forbid your battery dies.
Oh, jeez.
or you're rocking that old Game Boy where you don't have a light.
Exactly.
Gosh.
Yeah.
So again, you've been streaming now for a few months. How's it been for you? What's
Slow.
so?
Like, granted, I have about maybe 155 followers on
Now,
Twitch.
I want to say how amazing that is to me. And I'm not gonna lie, like this is gonna make me sound like a really bad person. But typically, I don't jump onto streams if they don't have a cam because it's just me personally. Like I want to be able to see who I'm talking to. With the exception of Luna, of course. But to be able to have done that and to get to that point, even if it's just 150, and yes, we will be joined by Little Twizzler 803 in this podcast. To you have been able to get to 150 without a webcam, I actually think is pretty cool. To me, that's like on par level with Southpaw gaming with one hand, just because I don't necessarily do that. That's the thing.
I mean, there are tons of streamers that don't show their faces.
Mm-hmm.
It's more along the lines of just trying to find the community that you can get into
Mm-hmm.
and entertain without showing your face.
Y'all, I saw like a couple years ago. I saw like some video footage of me, uh, like an old birthday party I had. I don't remember. I might have been like 12 or 13 years old. I was an ass looking back at those videos. I was mean. I'm so glad I'm not that person anymore. But this video is about you, Luna. So go ahead. Sorry. You, podcasting, growing, community.
Yeah, I mean, even if you interact with your people,
Mm-hmm.
your viewers, anybody who's in there talking to you, yeah, I don't think you really need a webcam to do that. Like, granted, they can see your face when you get scared, but I'm also a very vocal person. Like, if you watch me play Phasmo, it is fucking fantastic. Just being scared out of my fucking mind. But I do understand that some people require a face behind a look up behind the curtain at like what makes a person tick.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So,
And I mean, sometimes too, like, I mean, a lot of people either like don't have like the setup for a webcam, or they just don't have the webcam period, or whatever the case might be.
I kind of have both, but the webcam part's fixed, but I still don't really have all that much of it set up.
Right. I mean, shit. Neither do we. Like, I mean, my background is my living room. You know, Michael's is his living room.
Studio. We have a studio coming in 2025.
Cool. Can't wait to plan for that. Um, uh, but no, it's even without you having a webcam, you do very well as far as interacting with your chat
Mm-hmm.
vocally. So, and we're super proud of you. We love your content. So, I mean, either way, um, whether you have a webcam on or off or whatever the case might be, we're still going to be there. So,
What's something people tend to misunderstand about you, Luna?
I have a list. Where do I begin?
The middle.
I don't know. I think a lot of people take my kindness for as just me being stupid. Like, please make no mistake.
No, learning
Um,
learning how much you knew about WoW lore. I may not have sounded like I enjoyed that, but it was very pleasing for me to be able to talk to someone who knew about that game. When I don't really know anyone that knows a lot about WoW, to be able to know that if I have a question, I know that I can come to you about it. And I think that's pretty cool. Because WoW is something I've always been interested in. It's something that I've always wanted to play. I just know that there's so much lore and so much story. It's one of those things that kind of give me anxiety looking at that game because there's so much there. And I feel like I would forever be a noob if I ever started to try and play that game.
um, so a lot of the lore that I've learned from either playing or even just watching lore maker or lore um tubers, like people
Mm-hmm.
who make lore YouTube videos for games. I typically either a read a bunch of stuff for it or just try to see what I can find in game. And even like I watch his name is Noble
Mm-hmm.
and he does a lot of YouTube, he does a lot of World of Warcraft lore stuff videos.
Mm-hmm.
And it's pretty entertaining and he goes in depth in it too, which I like. Um and it's just one of those things that I've always loved a good story.
Yes, I love that. Jeff and I are both the
We
same way.
we as like a society, a lot of our stuff is based off of stories.
Yeah.
It's just how those stories are now portrayed is different.
Are you a big reader?
I
I would
am.
imagine you say you're a big reader. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I
I think the
also
last book
write
I
a little
read was
bit.
the Destiny lore book that I bought from Barnes and Noble a while back.
Welcome back, Avox. I also write a little bit, but we're
Mm-hmm.
not gonna go down.
what do
um,
you write?
yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Um, I write fantasy stuff. I've written some fan fiction, but don't go looking for it because I've deleted it.
The
Damn
internet is there forever.
I know it's there
Erotica fan
forever.
fiction?
it.
It's a. Is it erotica?
No.
I'm not gonna answer that.
Damn.
Oh well, it might be.
Okay. So when did you start gaming, Luna?
Oof. Hitting me where the age is. Um, I started gaming way. I want to say maybe when I was 4.
Mm-hmm. Do you remember Do you remember the type of games that you grew up on playing? Like what you really enjoyed?
Pokemon.
That kind of Pokemon. Yeah.
I played a lot of Pokemon and Spyro.
Spyro is actually, I think, yeah, everybody should love Spyro.
Um, but I can never really get into Bandicoot.
I did play a lot more Bandicoot than I did Spyro.
See, that's what a lot of people do. Like they either
Mhm.
play Bandicoot or they play Spyro.
Yeah, Bandicoot's just a weird layout because it's just like you're running down the whole time. So it's just, I don't know, it's weird for me.
Um,
I actually wouldn't mind
I
grabbing the Spyro remastered for the PS4.
it's great. Like I have it for the Xbox. It's great.
Oh, Mox made a comment. She said, "Writing so nice and so lost. I feel like it's like I guess like a lost art form in a way,
It
or
can be like
medium."
everything's kind of everything's kind of streamlined into like either video something or something else.
Right. Like myself, like I'm not a huge reader. I have the terrible mindset of like, oh, there'll be a movie eventually. You know what I mean?
Mm.
But yeah, writing, I feel like for the person that's doing the writing, I feel it's very cathartic and therapeutic, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
you can create your own story. You can get lost in the world that you create yourself, um, and let your feelings and emotions out on the paper that maybe you weren't able to vocalize or weren't even thinking about, until that pen hit the paper or fingers hit the keys, whatever the case might be. Like, am I wrong, or I don't know if
No, you're not wrong. Like I think a lot of it has to do with the way things have been done
Mhm.
per se. Like I don't know.
What?
Cuz go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say. So we started off on a little bit of Spyro, a lot of Pokemon. I'm a huge Pokemon fan myself. Um, what was kind of your go-to console growing up? Was it more like Nintendo, handheld, Sega,
It was a lot of handheld.
not handheld?
Um
Do you remember having a game that captivated you at a young age that was just like, man, this is the life. Like this is what I want.
what was the
Pokemon
big game?
really. Like I started with Pokemon Silver, like OG Silver.
I remember it being it was like sparkly. I remember that.
And when that happened, I just kept playing with it, like fighting the different types of Pokemon, and just learning about the world that's around there.
Mm-hmm.
Like the fact that Ho-Oh burnt an entire tower down because people were being shitty.
Yeah, like it's funny that it's so many people know the game, but they don't realize like how much actual besides from the show, like how much like actual story there is behind on like some of these Pokemon are just straight assholes. Like it's not all rainbows and butterflies from what you see on the show.
Mm-mm.
Um,
Like Drift
hmm
Bloom, it kidnaps children.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're not gonna see that on the TV show. Like there's a lot of dark stuff that actually happens in Pokemon. A lot of people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy, it's a lot more than Ash Ketchum getting badges, man. I promise.
Although I was kind of upset that I missed the Crystal phase because the Crystal game was the first time that a female sprite was used for
Um,
Pokemon as a main character.
do you remember when? Do you remember the big? This was in the past year, I believe. Do you remember the big announcement when Ash finally um won the Pokemon Championship?
So here's the thing. I can't stand Ash Ketchum.
No, there's so many other characters to get to know.
I mean, it's not even just that. Like he has what we like to call the "fuck it, I'm Superman" role,
John Cena.
and I would like to see them do something with like the original stuff, like base it off of the games. Like you have red and blue,
Mm-hmm.
and then in later series you have green, which
Mm-hmm.
is the female. Red, blue, and green.
Yeah.
Then you have silver, gold, and crystal. Like, show them. Like, show the characters that you have steeped in your games.
Mm-hmm.
Not some whiny, I'm gonna stay 11 forever kid who can't take defeat.
Mm-hmm.
Or when he does get defeat, he just runs away and goes to a new place.
But doesn't he want to be the very best?
We're talking about Red.
He is
Blue.
not the very best. There are other trainers that can run circles around him.
Yes. Okay, so we got into the handheld point. You know, we're moving up. When did we get a console? When did we hit the console stage of our life? And after you hit that, like, what were you typically playing on it?
I think my first actual console was a Super Nintendo.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo.
Hell yeah.
And it was Mario.
Mario.
Then the next one I got was a PS1.
Nice. I missed that one. Jeff missed the PS3. I missed the PS1. I think I had the PS2. What were you typically playing on the PS2
The PS1?
or PS1? Yes, sir.
Tekken and Spyro.
Fuck yeah, dude.
That's actually pretty cool because those are very different ends of the spectrum.
Then there was this weird I can't remember the name of it. It's like this one game. It was kind of like a shooting kind of game but with spaceships and shit, and I just can't remember the name of it off the top of my head.
Okay, so quick question. So you played a lot of PS1. Do you remember a game called Tiger Shark?
I do, but I've never played it.
Okay, so it wasn't like a Mandela effect thing for me. Perfect. Okay, just making sure. It was like you were like a submarine, like an attack submarine thing, and like you could go to like different sunken cities and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, making sure I wasn't like lost in that. Like sometimes I think of shit that people never heard of, like that and Adventures in Dinosaur City. And it's like anybody asks that's like close to my age, they're like, I don't remember that. I'm like, oh, okay.
a friend of mine actually has that game.
The Tiger Shark?
No, the Adventures in Dinosaur City.
Oh no, that was a movie.
It's a game.
Is it a game too?
Yeah, or Dinoopolis or something's the name of it.
Oh man. Okay, yeah. So like the movie was these kids got sucked into this like movie thing, and then they're in like Dinosaur City, and there was a guy named Rex, and he was obviously like the T-Rex.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like if the show Dinosaurs had become like an action movie.
No, I got you.
Yeah, Dino City. It was on the Super Nintendo. That's pretty cool. So you're moving into the PS1. You know, you're playing your Spyro, you're playing your Tekken, things of that nature. Was it at this point, or was it a little bit later when you kind of realized, like, you know, okay, you know, I'm a gamer, or did you know, or was that just something you did to pass the fun? Was it later on in life when you kind of when you found a game that was just like, yeah, I'm a nerd, I'm a gamer, this is what I'm gonna do in my spare time?
I don't know, because I spent a lot of my time gaming as a kid. Like, I spent it outside, too, but I think I spent my time outside gaming with the fucking handhelds and shit.
Mm-hmm.
But, no, I don't know. Like, I kind of always thought I was a gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was just fun. A lot of the times I just didn't want to be where I was at, so I just play
And
the game.
that's kind of going back to what you were saying earlier, was that it's a way out of reality, stress free. We can go and we can live our very many different lives, and I think that's a great way to look at it, because there's so many other things that people can turn to, but then they turn to video games, and then it leads you down this long road of lore and stories and friends, and no, I think that's amazing. Um, so then you grow up, you get older, you start playing more games and understanding a lot more. What's your favorite game? Just hands down will always be your favorite game, your go-to game of your
Um,
life. You're going to be telling your grandkids about.
I really enjoy the Kingdom Hearts games. Like,
Finally, something different than Final Fantasy VII. No offense.
Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2 has Final Fantasy.
Doesn't matter. Those are completely different stories.
like, I really enjoy Kingdom Hearts.
Mm-hmm.
Because for a while it bases the Disney World with Final Fantasy World with an action element that they made their own characters with.
Mm-hmm. I know. I think it's great. It's a game. I own all of them. I have not played all of them, but no, I think those are great games. The story is. There's some hardcore Kingdom Hearts fans out there.
I remember getting pissed off with the Tarzan level in Kingdom Hearts 1 and getting stuck in it and never coming back to that game to finish it. So I went directly to 2.
Oh, I can tell you which one mine was. Mine was the Aladdin level.
But no, I went to 2 and the story just got more in depth.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's funny? Due to the fact that that's a legitimate crossover between Final Fantasy and Disney,
Mm-hmm.
Donald Duck is the only mage to cast one of the most powerful spells in Final Fantasy history.
Which is funny to me, because isn't he looked at as like one of the not smartest characters in that game? Or that'd be Goofy.
Yeah,
No,
that's
that'd be
Goofy.
Goofy. That'd be Goofy. Never mind. Goofy's like the Jar Jar Binks of Kingdom Hearts.
Oh, nice. Okay.
He really is.
I can get behind that.
Secretly, like he's like dumb on camera, but then like in the background, he's dark. That's
Right.
I have that theory. I believe in that conspiracy 100%.
Oh, the Jar Jar's a Sith?
Oh, hands down, I believe that. I don't know shit about Star Wars, but I know that. I know that.
Like, imagine though if like his voice changed, like whenever he was a Sith, he was like and then he goes like to the Sith and he's like, do it. Like he just fucking goes straight Palpatine on it.
Could you imagine like seeing? I mean, real quick though, like we're gonna go off here on a side note, but Jeff, wouldn't that be some shit to see though? Like, would that freak you the hell out?
Nah, I'd be into it, dude.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying. Like, you totally be down to like watch that transition happen.
Yeah, dude, Jar Jar gets shit on way too hard, dude. Like, and for him to be like, oh hey, like, fuck you, I'm a Sith, and like run the galaxy. Dude, I'd be down for that.
Hell yeah.
So
Go ahead.
the spell is called Zeta Flare, and it is one of the 3 spells that only like a certain amount of people have cast.
So Donald's pretty fucking bomb.
Zeta Flare is Donald literally passes out from doing the spell.
So it's like when like Baby Yoda does the Force passes out.
Have y'all ever watched The Runaways?
The Marvel thing? A little bit of it.
Well, it's kind of like one of the girls on there. Like, she's got super strength, and every time she uses it, she's so tired that the camera will cut to her somewhere, and she's like sleeping somewhere, whether it's on the couch or the hood of a car. She decides to go to sleep.
I want to ask a fun question.
Sure.
All right, Luna, if you could live in any game world, what would it be?
Oh God. I don't know. Because currently it'd be a toss up between a couple of worlds.
What you got?
Well, one, Final Fantasy XIV, only because the landscape is beautiful and I'd like to go explore it. Another one would be World of Warcraft, going to Azeroth and its many other places. Then there's Pokemon.
Okay.
Digimon, too.
Oh, yo. I'm down with
And
that.
I honestly would like to go to Night City.
I think I already know the question to this, but what's a really popular game everyone seems to love but you don't like?
If you thought it was going to be Call of Duty, you were wrong.
I love being wrong. I love it. Go for it.
Where I
And
don't
don't you
like
say
Call of
Assassin's
Duty,
Creed. I'll take my camera back.
whereas I don't like Call of Duty for its community and shit. I never really got into like the Dragon Ball series.
Okay. I can respect
Like
that.
I've played them,
Mm-hmm.
but I just never really got into them. And then the Fallout series is probably right next to it. Honestly,
The Fallout series?
yeah.
Nobody can be mad
I've
at you for
played
that.
I've played 76 and I have 76 and
Same.
4. It's just I haven't really. I don't know. It's weird. It's a weird. Thing to me.
Let's flip that. What's a game you didn't expect to like but you did end up liking it?
Honestly, I didn't expect to like Rainbow Six Siege. I didn't expect to like Apex Legends either.
Because you're
Um,
not a big fan of battle royales, are you? Or are
I'll
you?
play. I'll play battle royales, but
Mm-hmm.
I do like team-based games.
Yeah,
Who?
team-based games are a lot of
Yeah.
fun.
I also didn't expect to like Destiny either.
Oh, that's what I was gonna say too, because like that was one of the ones that I never thought was gonna be on my radar, but that's the one game I have a combined like 3,000 hours in. So
That is amazing.
pathetic. But yeah, no,
Go.
I feel you on the Destiny thing there, Luna, about how like I think that was my biggest game of like thinking I was gonna not like it, and then
Mhm. I also like League a little bit too, and I know a lot of people don't like League.
League League
League
of
of
Legends?
Legends.
Yeah, okay.
Mhm.
Um let's dive a little bit more deeper into something. Let's have you rack your brain a little bit.
Careful.
What
That's one rabbit hole you really don't want to go down.
I want to go down this rabbit hole. I want to tickle this tail. Which in your opinion, what do you think is the best console?
I don't actually have a preference. I see defaults in all of the consoles, and I see what makes them good. I honestly cannot answer that question because I don't have one.
Well then fine, tell me what character you have a crush on then.
Hmm. V's pretty, not V. God, what's her name? GD was sexy. GD's sexy.
oh yeah, oh yeah, dude.
Who are we talking about?
Cyberpunk. Dude.
Cyberpunk.
Oh, okay.
I'm here.
Jeez.
Is that your Siri?
Yeah,
You're not showing her enough attention.
obviously.
Which video game character would you aspire to be the most?
Ooh, I like that one.
I don't know. Um. Huh. That's a hard one.
So she said.
Literally.
Because I don't want to sound condescending or conceited, excuse me,
You're
and
not gonna sound
narcissistic,
conceited.
and say my own.
That's fine.
What do you mean?
Um,
Hold on, this is probably this is me probably being stupid. What do you mean by your own? Are you a video game developer and we don't know it?
no, but I do have my own characters because you said a video game character you aspire to be.
Yeah, but so like from what game? Because I mean, obviously, like a Cyberpunk character that you've made is going to be completely different than a World of Warcraft player that you have made.
Exactly. I don't know. I mean, I think Tifa would be a good example. A strong, independent woman who's a business owner
There you go.
and will do anything for her friends. And then there's Lightning, also from Final Fantasy, unfortunately. Like, Final Fantasy put out some strong fucking female characters.
Mm-hmm. They did.
Oh yeah.
And Lightning, she literally sacrificed herself to save her family and the world, really.
So let's flip that for 1 second. What, or who? Excuse me, not what, but who would be your favorite video game villain?
Ooh,
Because you gotta have you got a light side, but you always gotta have a dark side.
Unless you're
favorite
Jar Jar
video
Binks.
game villain. Huh. Let's think about it.
Dude, I'm really gonna mess her up on the next one then.
Mm-hmm. I'm excited.
When it comes down to it, I think I would have to say Xehanort from Kingdom Hearts.
Okay. What you got, Jeff?
He
Oh, go ahead.
he literally went back in time so much that there's 13 different versions of himself.
Oh shit! Flashpoint all over again.
Nice. I understood that reference.
Just to bring darkness to the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like that takes some severe dedication.
Mm-hmm. Commitment's real on that one. What about what would be your all-time favorite video game weapon?
Ooh,
I know, right?
that one's not as hard as you would think it is.
Oh,
Um,
also what she said.
I was going back to the video villain one. Mine was pretty basic.
Bowser, get the fuck out of here.
Fucking Bowser. No.
I would
Joker.
like Lightning's blade because it's a gun blade,
Mhm.
but it literally can fold and compact itself into a holster that she can keep on her back.
That's dope.
But there's a legendary bow in World of Warcraft that I like, and I like it because it's just fucking badass. When they were doing the whole artifact weapon thing, I really loved the bow, and it would give you a speed boost.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just make you fast as fuck, boys.
That's just,
That and I just really like bows, and the art, the way they designed the bow was fucking beautiful, beautifully done. Um, hmm. And then I guess a magic weapon of sorts. I like the Black Talon from Destiny too.
oh, that one's good.
It's
You hit Jeff's G spot there.
it's a exotic sword that is ornate in design and can shoot off a wave of void energy that tracks people.
I think one of mine actually might be from Destiny as well. Outbreak Perfected.
Mm. See, whereas I like guns in games, I don't like guns in real life. I'm more of an archery kind of girl when it comes down to it.
Yeah, archery's dope though. Like that takes a lot more skill than shooting a gun. So
Yeah, no, I agree with that.
Hit me with your questions.
Anything else from you, Jeff? I didn't know if you still had something else on the back burner. I
Oh,
didn't want to take all the glory from you.
yeah, no. That was no. That was I was really curious about the worlds and weapons that she would be
So
interested.
we still have a few more minutes left here.
Yeah.
So we have all come to, excuse me, Jeff and I have come to know you just like a lot of other people that we've had on our podcast, all from the Tosca community. Um,
Mm.
since becoming a part of that community, how has that been for you?
It's been great. I mean, everybody's just like so supportive, mad supportive. And I've met some really cool people in here that I'm lucky to call my friends because I'm very selective when it comes to like people I trust
Mhm.
to even do something like this, like to get me on webcam and ask me questions. Like, granted, I'm an open book, so if you ask me a question, I'm going to answer it regardless. But have me sit here and be all vulnerable and shit. It takes some very special people.
How would you say that it's helped or if it has helped your streaming?
It's helped my streaming a lot. Just by getting more people to watch and stuff. Like, granted, I would, I would like to finally hit that mark of finally having a payout from Twitch, but it's not that big of a deal. Like, I'm sitting at $69 right now, so
Mm-hmm.
$31 more and I get my first payout.
Whoop whoop. Don't worry, I'm at like
Um,
$30.
but it's also helped me like broaden my horizon when it comes to things. Like, I would have never thought of doing streamer spotlight for things like just to get to know people
And
or
and
for
and
people to get to know things
so
about them.
took it a minute. I'm definitely glad you brought that up. Tell us a little bit more about your take on streamer spotlight and what you exactly have going there. What you have going on there.
So where you guys are selective about who you have on,
Mm-hmm.
I am as well, but I don't close it off to close friends like you
Okay.
guys do.
Mm-hmm.
I try to get people from the community who I may have not even talked to yet to get on there so we can learn about them, so we can get to know them better.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done any in this. It's December. It's not a good time in general for like just people to be around.
Yeah.
Um, between family stuff and just other stuff. But January, I have 3 scheduled.
Oh, I love it. I'm glad to see you doing more than just once a month. Um, and
Well, I try to do them twice a month.
this is just a little. This is just more of a curiosity thing for me. Um, are you still gonna do it in the same
VR chat, yeah,
VR
that's
chat?
kind of been
Okay.
my.
That's
That's
kind of
kind of
your niche. I was hoping that you would do that. But I think that's actually a really really cool take on it.
yeah, that's kind of my thing.
Can you say who you're having on, or is that still a secret?
Um, I will give you the first one.
Okay.
Tosca Mira.
No, the first one was Tosca.
Yeah. Oh,
The
yeah.
first one in January is going to be Stefla.
Stuff.
Steph, what? All right. That's what
That'll be
I'm
good.
talking about.
Oh yeah, I'm excited for that one.
We see you in the
'Cause
chat, Mello.
Yeah, because it's close enough for me to start doing my spoilers and start posting stuff.
And that's another thing that I actually really like that you do is you may not necessarily say who you're having on, but you'll start dropping like little teasers and little hints and little things for your following, which I actually think that's kind of neat.
Well, to give them interest, to keep them interested.
Mm-hmm.
The first one in January is going to be the 3rd, which is a Sunday.
Perfect. What time?
12 p.m. my usual time. 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Shoot. Yeah. So you guys make sure you have that scheduled and pop in when you can. Because that would be a really fucking good interview.
Oh
I mean,
yeah,
the other two are great. So.
Mm-hmm. And I like, and that's another thing that you do that I really like is I like how much you branch it off. Like, Jeff and I, we take people from the community, and 9 times out of 10, they are console players or they're PC players. But yours are a little bit different. You have, I don't know necessarily if, now that I think about this sentence before I say it, I don't exactly know if I can say that part. But you have gamers from not just consoles, but other genres in that entertainment style world. That's as far as I'm going to go with that. That you do, and I think that's kind of cool. Actually, it's broadened a lot more.
Like it's not just closed off to gamers either.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think when I did Greasy Gamer, I opened it up to a lot more than just gamers. Because Greasy Gamer he may be a gamer himself, but he's one of our biggest supporters.
Mm-hmm.
So the fact that he even made a website for it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I want people to know that there are people out there who are supporting them. I want them to get to know them. I also want people to get to know the streamers themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely interesting when you come down to the fact of like who I have on and whatnot. Like, I think so far I've had mainly FPS players on.
Mm-hmm.
The second one in January, this is a little spoiler, is a poker player, online poker player.
Yep, that's what I was going to get into, but I didn't want to spoil anything, so I was trying
to. So the second one's going to be an online poker player who does a family-friendly stream at that.
Oh, sick.
Yeah, no, I actually think that's kind of cool. Like, that's very, like, but for me personally, kind of like out of left field. Like, you wouldn't, at least I never would have thought, hey, let's get a poker player. But the more and more I think about it, I'm just like, wait, I have a lot of poker questions.
And especially since like, a lot of streamers have kids. A lot of the streamers we associate have kids. Tosca has a kid. You have a kid yourself. Michael, Jeff, you're a bachelor, living that bachelor life. You're childish from mustache.
Now, the way I like to look at it is he doesn't have any that we know of.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Right. I'm waiting for that day, Luna.
Steph
when we
has
are
Spawn.
at his,
Steph has Spawn.
So
She has children.
I'm waiting for that day where we are filming inside of his house, and I'm there, and Evan's there, and he gets a knock at the door.
Wait,
And
who is it?
we're all here. We're not expecting anybody else. We're drinking our little L's and IPAs, and it's a, however old, 16-year-old guy, gal, they, them, at the door.
Careful.
Whatever that pronoun may be, at that door. I can't wait. I think you're my dad.
You're not my dad.
Not wrong, bitch. Wrong house.
That's going to be a very short podcast. Or I'm going to make it a very long one. Because I'm going to want to interview the shit out of them.
Oh yeah, dude, they can have my spot.
Well, see, Dad, I have this picture that y'all took at the Grand Canyon together. It's just I don't know, something random. It'd be great though. No, so real quick before we get out of here, Streamer Spotlight ran by Kindred Luna. Always on Sundays. When where can they follow to get more information on when you're going to be doing that stuff?
Twitter and Instagram.
Twitter and Instagram. Nice. Okay. Jeff, did you have anything that you wanted to check out before we got out of here, or did anybody, Southpaw, Mello, Avox, anybody else that may be there? Do y'all have any questions for Miss Luna before we hop off and go our separate way? No, you cannot have Jeff's penis. I'm sure there's a price on it, and it's probably more than you can afford.
That's fair.
I got your back.
Dad, can I play Fortnite on your PC?
He actually can't stand Fortnite.
That's awesome. Raising that boy right.
He hates Fortnite. Luna, thank you so much for being on here with us. It really truly was fantastic, and I'm glad to know. I'm glad to be able to have gotten to know a little bit more about you that I haven't normally got to ask. You know, whether it's your favorite weapon or character or story. You know, I love the fact that I got to learn about how much lore you know when it comes to World of Warcraft, or your writing, or, you know, just knowing that you're real big into handhelds. Like, I find that fascinating because I'm real big on the handhelds myself. I'm definitely going to be playing probably a lot of Pokemon while sitting at the airport coming next month.
I cannot wait for the new Pokemon to come out. They're also talking about like making a Pokemon collection.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Like
you're talking
they
about
did for the
Pokemon Snap
Mario
coming
game.
out, right?
Yeah, the new Pokemon Snap.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I'm going to get that. Pokemon Snap was never really my jam.
Mm-mm.
But I'd be interested to see what they put on the Pokemon collection, because they're talking about doing it like they did the Mario collection, where it has like a couple games on it.
Yeah. I sold one of those to a customer today. It's like 3 games in one. It was Super Mario Galaxy
Super Mario Sunshine and
Super Mario 64.
Odyssey. No, is it
64.
Did-
Sunshine, 64, and Galaxy. Right?
I think so.
Yeah, so I think I might pick that up for myself. I'm still a
He's
big...
like, I sold a customer a product. That's it.
I think,
Bro, you
I
don't
wanna
know
get
how
two,
many
but
Apple Watches I sold today. It was ridiculous.
I want to get it too, but by the time I actually have like the free income to do it, it's going to be off sale, because they're going to stop selling that at
Yeah, Super
in
Mario
March.
64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy.
Yeah, they're going to stop selling that in March.
Oh, I got a copy hidden. Again, like I said, thank you everybody that watched us tonight. Thank you, Luna, for being here.
Sorry
Again,
for dipping a couple times.
oh, you're fine. I can
that-
edit all that out. You're good. That's a wonderful little cut tool. What the fuck is he doing?
He's your child.
I know, son.
All right.
Okay.
Luna, one more time, hit us with them socials. Where can people find you?
Kindred Luna 5862. Pretty much for all of them.
This is a wonderful thing about having a live podcast. It's great, and I want another one actually. Thank you again for the 100th time from the bottom of my heart. Thank you for being here. As always, I'm Twizzler803, man of the hour, Mr. Jeff himself. I am the Hefe Plays, and
And I
Kindred Luna.
am Kindred Luna 5862.
And this has been the Rundown Retrospect, and we will see y'all next week.